What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy right here, man. MMA Reloaded. We are live, back again after just doing an IGTV video, folks. Another edition of 2 Cents, which you can see live on MMA Reloaded Instagram. And folks, of course, in that one we talked about the hottest topic. What is going on? Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy right here, man. MMA Reloaded. We are live. You know, we talk about the hottest topic in MMA today, and that is Jon Jones. We talk Jon Jones, folks, and we talk the way Jon Jones has sort of become such a crybaby little bitch. Um, Look, man, if you're a champion, yeah, for better say 9 years, Jon Jones has been champion for 9 years. You're a champion for 9 fucking years. You have a fucking title around your waist and everything, yeah, and you're the king shit, right? You're the hot shit in the UFC. You're the hot shit in MMA. You're literally the most talented mixed martial artist since Anderson Silva and George St. Pierre. Never complained about pay, yeah, but now you do because you ain't getting paid Deontay Wilder money for your rumored, and uh, and I fucking exaggerate that word, rumored, yeah, fight against Francis Ngannou. That's bullshit. Let me tell you why, yeah, and I've explained, folks, why, and you can see that video live. It's been published on YouTube. It's on Instagram. Folks, it will be on Facebook and it's on our Twitter page as well. You can follow MMA Reloaded on Twitter. Just look for our big red octagon with MMA Reloaded cut inside. Folks, today, episode 9 of MMA Reloaded Real Talk, we bring back our first ever guest, the legend himself, a young legend, I must say, kickboxing vet, one championship. He is currently ranked number 3 in the lightweight kickboxing rankings at one championship. He is a former UFC alumni, and always enjoy talking to him about MMA and what's going on in the UFC. He is none other than Anthony the Assassin Njokuani, and it's fitting, folks, because it's fight night, and it's about, I would say, we're about an hour away from fight night, folks. And when fight night comes through, yeah, you know shit gonna stir up, folks. And once it stirs, it's only gonna heat up. Tyron Woodley returns tonight against Gilbert Burns. And folks, I like this card because the UFC have put together some of the best young stars to compete in this event. Now, when you look at that card, you may not recognize some of the names, but it's about time you do recognize some of those names. Guys like Spike Carlisle, guys like Brock Weaver and Roosevelt Roberts. Yeah, these guys, folks, are gonna be future players in the UFC. Gabriel Green, folks, gifted Gabriel Green is one of our. He was one of our guests on the MMA Reloaded Raw Talk podcast, and I called it out straight then and there in the show that Gabriel Green would be in the UFC. Folks, I'm not gonna take that back because Gabriel, he deserves every bit of it, but he's gonna face D-Rod, Daniel Rodriguez, who is a beast in his own right. You got Roosevelt Roberts and Brock Weaver, folks, who most think will steal the show tonight. And then you got Tyron Woodley and Gilbert Burns. Now, Tyron beats Gil tonight. Would you like to see Tyron Woodley versus Kamaru Usman too? I definitely would. I think the first fight didn't show exactly what Tyron Woodley had, because we've seen it before in Tyron fights where he kind of chokes in big fights, and it kind of um, it plays so much against what he actually can do. That it sucks, and it doesn't show what the Tyron Woodley we know as being one of the most decorated welterweight champions of all time. Folks, and for Jorginho, man, for Gil Burns, bro, it's not his first rodeo, folks, either. He has made so many splashes, and it's only now that he's getting to be recognized in the UFC. It's because his last two knockouts were vicious. They were freaky knockouts, showing freaky power. Yeah, folks, and of course, when you look at MMA Reloaded's Instagram posts, you will see also going alongside our UFC posts, you will see one championship, and you'll see PFL. Now, a lot of fans have been saying why I post PFL and one championship highlight reels, because I'm a huge fan of MMA. I'm a huge fan of martial arts personally, man. And this is why I started MMA Reloaded. Is because I started it to show the talent that we have out there, man. Not only in the UFC, but all over the world, man. We have so much talent to give, and there is so much talent to be seen. Now, folks, we will try to contact Anthony Njokuani. He hasn't read the message yet. After all. Folks, while we wait for Anthony to show up, he is going to be in another 10 minutes. We predict this one is going to be it's going to be a good show, folks, because it's dipping on fight night, and we will get Anthony's views, and we'll talk a bit business, you know. And folks, the UFC comes back to Vegas tonight. The UFC Apex Center will be live and direct. And folks, it was gonna be a great night, man. Saturday night. Um, you can't go wrong, man. Grab a beer, get in your recliner, and just enjoy a great night of fights. I feel it's going to be a great night of fights. I feel that if Gilbert Burns wins it tonight, we could see very well Colby Covington versus Gilbert Burns, Jorge Masvidal versus Gilbert Burns, Leon Edwards versus Gilbert Burns. You never know, man. When it comes to divisions right now, the MMA world is kind of baffled on divisions. It's because it's because fighters are calling fighters out, and they're trying to make every which way to make fights happen. I thought that's bullshit, and I tell you what, yeah. When you haven't conquered your division, stay in your division until you conquer it. To be a champion is a lot different than just being some fighter in the rankings. If you're a champion, if you're a number one contender, or if you've been a champion and a number one contender, then bro, it's one of them things that you never actually realize how important it is to be top 10, or how important it is to be top 5 or top 2. You know, I feel before fighters even talk shit about other divisions, worry about your own fucking division. That's what John Jones didn't do. John Jones is trying to worry about Francis Ngannou, but bro, you got Dominic Reyes, you got Jan Blachowicz, and you got Thiago Maheta Santos running up your ass. Yeah, you got Glover Teixeira coming back to run up your ass as well, yeah. Mind that. Then for Ngannou, he's worrying of, I think Ngannou, his next fight is for the heavyweight championship. If Stipe Miocic ain't gonna fight, yeah, then put DC in the fight. Daniel Cormier versus Francis Ngannou. People think that DC just gonna take Ngannou down, but it's not the way it goes all the time. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. And both while Anthony Njokuani makes his way down, Of course, the time difference kind of takes a piss. You know, folks, it's great to just talk about what's going on. And folks, you can see our videos on Instagram, see our videos on YouTube. Give us a follow on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, every social media channel. MMA Reloaded is on, man. Even on Tinder, you know what I mean? I'm joking. I'm joking. Um, I mean, you know what? Tonight, Fight Island. I think the UFC is just starting to heat back up again. And folks, of course, hope you're all staying safe. I hope you're staying alert and keep staying home. People think that this virus is gone. It's not gone. People are still dying all over the world. And there is so much risk with opening shops back up again and all this stuff and going back to work. So folks, just stay safe, man. Stay home wherever possible. You know what I mean? And don't take unnecessary trips to the beach, because no doubt you'll catch coronavirus there. Just email Angel real quick. Folks, we are nearly ready to have Anthony Njokuani back on the show. It is going to be a great show, folks, for sure. All right. Okay, folks, let's, as we always do. Also, ladies and gentlemen, just as a little reminder, before we start the show off, um, MMA Reloaded will be producing merchandise and t-shirts and everything you could possibly imagine for all of our fans, man. I honestly appreciate everyone who follows and who takes the liberty and who takes the opportunity to watch our videos and watch our stories. They're not boring, so I don't understand why you wouldn't take the opportunity to watch the story. If you're not watching the stories, then you're missing out. If you are watching the stories, then go tell your friends. MMA Reloaded is tearing shit up by this incredibly good-looking guy. You know what? Yeah, folks. So MMA Reloaded um, will be doing giveaways with MMA Reloaded T-shirts. And folks, you can get these MMA Reloaded T-shirts. Sometimes I'll just be giving them out to people who comment, like, and subscribe, or I would be giving them out to people who win our quiz giveaway. And now, folks, we'll be doing a quiz giveaway at the end of this show, and hopefully, uh, people comment to win an MMA Reloaded T-shirt. So, folks, we will be right back, and hopefully, we'll be back with Anthony and Njokuani. Ladies and gentlemen, we are welcome back to MMA Reloaded Real Talk episode 9 with Anthony and Njokuani. Hopefully, after a few messages and an email and an invite, Anthony and Njokuani has not been active to read it. So folks, it is just a game of wait and see right now, I'm afraid. But of course, it is Angel. So I do, of course, appreciate the people are busy and stuff with your own life, man. So folks, even if Anthony and Njokuani doesn't join in, it has been a great show, man. And our MMA Reloaded merchandise giveaway, of course, for Fight Night tonight, it is a special one. So we will be doing the giveaway. And why not, man? While I wait for Angel right now, let's give away. So, folks, giveaway quiz question: the first person to comment the right answer wins a MMA Reloaded shirt. So, folks, here it is. The Ultimate Fighter #1 was one of the most iconic events in MMA history. So the first Ultimate Fighter, folks, apart from the obvious, the winners, Diego Sanchez and Forrest Griffin, who can name 4 other competitors who were on the Ultimate Fighter Series 1? Apart from the winners, Forrest Griffin and Diego Sanchez, who can name 4 other fighters who were on the Ultimate Fighter Season 1? Folks, the first person to comment the right answers will win an MMA Reloaded t-shirt. I know you guys are going to look on Google, so I'm not going to judge you on that, just on who answers first. So, folks, it's going to be a tough one still. So, waiting on them answers right now. We're just waiting on those answers, ladies and gentlemen. And so, folks, when we speak about Fight Island, of course, the UFC will be bringing UFC 250 to us also. And with UFC 250, you can catch that shit live. And folks, the card is looking stacked. It is looking jacked. And it is looking racked, man, to impress him. I'm looking forward to seeing Cody Garbrandt and Rafael Sansa. I'm always looking forward to seeing title fights, but not. I don't know about this one. When Amanda Nunes and Felicia Spencer go one-on-one, it's a bit of a mismatch. But Felicia Spencer is a very, very tough individual. She took Chris Cyborg to hell and back, and no doubt she will take Amanda Nunes to hell and back. But will she take the victory? I don't think so. Amanda Nunes is unstoppable, and right now she has looked the best she's ever looked in her career. So we're looking at an unstoppable champion versus a very tough newcomer. And folks, when you have those odds, they do not work that well for the newcomer, man. And I'll bet on that Amanda Nunes will walk out still with the UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion. But also, when we look at tonight, when we look at guys like Conor McGregor and stuff, I want to talk about that because Conor's a very hot topic. He always is in the sport of mixed martial arts. And when we look at Conor McGregor, we look at who's next. Dana White said he addressed all of our concerns and said Conor just needs to wait, sit at home, relax, and just wait. Because the more you wait, it's chilling. It's not you're not really just you're just looking at Twitter and Instagram and people just tweeting you, DMing you who you fight next, or fighters calling you out. That's all you're looking at. It don't mean you're scheduled to fight. You know what I mean? And for Anderson Silva calling out Conor McGregor for a fight, and McGregor accepting, I would want to see that. I would see that fight. If Conor McGregor and Anderson Silva fought, I would want to see that fight, bro. It is something which I always relish the fact when Anderson Silva calls out fighters or accepts fights or is fighting someone from this generation of MMA. Of course, bro, it's always something to see when you see Anderson Silva fighting and when you see Conor McGregor fight, because of course Conor McGregor's haters are going to be like, I want Conor McGregor to end up, fuck yeah. And of course I'm a Conor McGregor fan and I'm a Conor McGregor hater. So it works both ways. And folks, I am looking forward to this one tonight, man. I'm looking forward to what the UFC will bring for us tonight. No word yet on Anthony Njokuani. Folks, we will give it another 20 minutes for him to join up. If he doesn't join up, then folks, it's been episode 9 of MMA Reloaded Real Talk. Unfortunately, we do not know what's happened to Anthony Njokuani. Just spoke to him today. Folks, and I'm sorry if I'm going to disappoint you tonight. It's not usually like us. We haven't disappointed fans in since the first episode when Anthony was scheduled to come on then, but we ended up having Anthony on for episode 2. So, folks, I don't know if Anthony is going to come on. He was last active on Instagram 1 hour ago, so it's oh man, it's something else right now. Tell you what, man, just trying to figure out time differences and what time's good for you, what time's good for me, and all this shit. And bro, it's nuts, it's nuts, bro. I tell you, it's fucking crazy. Trying to figure this stuff out is crazy. folks, and of course we got it's 11 p.m. right now in the UK, and so it's a late one for me. So of course we'll wait for Anthony, but it's just one of those things where I guess where people are obviously busy in their lives. So it's cool, man. I'm cool with it. Shit, I'm a cool guy. I'm cool with it, man. It's just have the guests I have, and to just have the guests I've had. It's a pleasure. And of course, Anthony is one of my biggest supporters. So, folks, to be supported by a former UFC alumni, now one championship, owner and operator of Njokuani Fitness, one of the legends of the game, man, African MMA, Anthony Njokuani. To have him support me it's a huge deal, folks. So if that's not incentive enough, look at our podcast where Anthony actually did come in. It was MMA Reloaded Real Talk episode 2. You can check that out, folks, and we can, of course, um, you can take it from there and watch Anthony Njokuani talk with myself, MMA Reloaded. Thank you so much, folks, and well, I apologize uh, for not having Anthony on the show today. It's of course it's fight night. I think fight night prelims are actually going on right now. Look at this shit. 2 a.m. Folks, I have sent a link to Anthony. Um, Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back, and hopefully we'll be back with Anthony Njokuani. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Oh, yes. Jesus Christ, man. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to MMA Reloaded Raw Talk. We finally have Anthony Njokuani. He is on his way down right now. Uh, you know what, man? I was just starting to lose faith right there, man. I lost faith. But now he was with a client, of course, leading Njokuani Fitness as he does, man. So I get it, man. It's totally cool. Folks, I guess this is where episode 9 actually starts. It's been about half an hour in, and you know what, folks, Anthony Njokuani is always worth waiting for, man. So, folks, let's just wait and see. There he is. What's going on, Angel?
Yo, what's good, brother?
Yeah, it's all good, bro. How's it going, man?
Everything's going good, man.
Yeah, how's it? How's training going, man? Njokuani Fitness, and it's all there, man.
Yeah, man. Just training a lot of clients today. Well, actually, no, I only had like one today.
You know what, bro? It's the night tonight, man. It's fight night tonight, bro. And of course, Tyron Woodley meets Gilbert Burns, and that's going down. That's going down in a couple of hours, bro. And I just want to. I just want to, first of all, man, I just want to welcome you back onto the show, man. You're the original guest on
Appreciate it, man.
and you're back on, man.
Appreciate it, bro.
How's it going, bro? With your lockdown and that, man. You still everything's still good?
Yeah, everything's good over here. We're finally reopening now.
Are you reopening down there, right?
Can you see me? Oh, there you go.
I can't see you, man.
You can? Oh, okay.
Yeah. There you go, man.
All right.
Man. I'm glad everything's going good, man. Everything going here too.
That's good.
I just want to say, bro, we never got to touch on this the last time we spoke. That was the ONE FC rankings, bro.
Oh.
And the one I see that smile now, man.
I know, because it's about time somebody gave me what I deserve, you know?
Yeah, I know, man. You know what, bro? I understand it, man. And of course, being a veteran like you are, yeah, a lot of fans don't understand exactly what you've accomplished and what you've had to go through in this sport to get to where you are right now.
Yeah.
So they don't. So of course, you know that's why I had you on the show before. Is because you know people get to know who Anthony Njokuani is. Bro, I know you're ranked right now at number 3 in the rank, man. I mean, when those rankings first came out, bro, and you first laid your eyes on it, how did it make you feel to see number 3 on there?
Oh, to see me getting ranked number 3 for ONE was actually it was actually a very exciting thing to see that, because I never have gotten a ranking that I actually deserved in any, or been promoted the way that they're promoting me. But yeah, I was really blessed and very thankful for that, and it was really awesome to see that, brother.
I mean, look, man. I mean, when we look at that whole murderer's row, yeah, bro, of ONE FC lightweight kickboxing, that actually top 5, yeah, bro. And
yeah,
it's a murderer's row down there, man. And do you see yourself fighting for that strap soon, or do you think you'll have to go through 1 or 2 more fights before you get that strap fight?
Right now, I'm pretty sure that they're gonna have me fighting the number 2, which is I can't remember his name. Huh?
I think it's Mustafa.
Yeah. I know they're gonna have me fight him since he's number 2, and then after that, then I'll fight which one's the number 1 contender, who is Nikki Holtzman. So pretty much, yeah. So I'm pretty much sure that we're gonna go down the line of in order for me to be able to fight for the belt. or maybe fight and beat the number 2 ranking guy. I
Yeah.
forgot. I keep forgetting his name.
Nobody remembers number 2, bro.
Yeah. No, nobody remembers because he's gonna be somebody I'm trying to look. I'm looking past right now. I'm looking
I
at
mean,
the.
bro,
I'm looking at the golden tickets.
nobody should be looking past you, bro. You just beat Andy Sewer, who a lot of guys were a lot, hyped up about because he's a legend. He's done a lot in the sport of kickboxing, and you know, and you beat
Oh yeah.
him. You beat him, bro, and it was one of your, I think, one of your best performances I've seen, bro. Because you look great, in great shape. You look like you were on top of your game. Your kicks were on top of your game. But if you look at the way you were fighting, bro, is normally you like to keep your distance and find your range. This time, bro, you were a lot more in the pocket and using your leg kicks more, bro, in the Andy Sauer fight. In that fight, bro, how are you feeling going in, knowing your reputation and knowing his?
To tell you the truth, when I fought Andy, I was nervous, but then I was extremely excited because one, Andy is the legend, and right when I found out that who I'm fighting, a lot of nerves kicked in because damn, that's Andy Sauer that I'm fighting. And then once I trained in Thailand, worked with a bunch of those guys over at Sasi Papa, and they helped me also and helped me out, taught me some new stuff, told me to use this and to help me win the fight. And then all of a sudden, when I see Andy like during the weigh-ins, I was like, oh shit, I'm fighting Andy again. I'm fighting Andy Sauer. It's actually a dream come true to fight somebody at that. I mean, I fought number 10 guys or and stuff like that, or high ranked guys before. But I mean, fighting the legends is completely different, and I was so stoked about it.
Come on, bro. I mean, uh, you know, when a lot of when guys ask you uh, about fighting at ONE FC, and of course you're competing in the kickboxing division right now. Do you see yourself going back to MMA and fighting at ONE FC's lightweight MMA division?
Well, we actually been talking to them back. We actually been talking back and forth about that. We mentioned them. They didn't know that because when they first signed me, they thought that I just wanted to do kickboxing. They thought that I retired from MMA, but really I didn't. I just got signed with the kickboxing contract, and that was it. But once I told them that I'm still interested in doing MMA, that's when we have been negotiating. My coach has been negotiating with them. I mean, my manager has been negotiating with them. So hopefully, coming in the near future, I'll be going back to MMA, but doing both at the same time. I might still keep my kickboxing contract with them, or just go back to MMA, or just do both. Hopefully, I'll get to do both. I want to do both. I love kickboxing.
That's what Anthony Njokuani does, bro. The original Nigerian nightmare, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, Anjo, look here, bro. I mean, when you made that transition to MMA from being a kickboxer like you were, bro, how was that transition for you? Because of course you had to incorporate the ground game in there and ground defense. Um, of course, to keep utilizing your striking. How was it transitioning into MMA from kickboxing, bro?
It was really hard because I really wasn't a guy that was like really up for another guy being on top of me. I didn't like that at all. I even hate it when another guy touches me. So it was weird having to do jujitsu, doing wrestling and all that to better my MMA game. But once I started doing it, I actually fell in love with wrestling. Really, I love wrestling more than I do jujitsu. Like wrestling, you call me and do wrestling any time of the day, and I'm there. But jujitsu, I kind of hate it a little bit because you got that another sweaty dude like just laid up on top of you. Yeah, I don't like that, but I like jiu-jitsu because I'm about to get my brown belt pretty soon. So I've been working
Nice.
hard at that. Once all this Corona stuff is like over and done with, I'll be able to go back and continue working on getting my brown belt and then achieving that big goal that I want, like my little brother did, getting that black belt. But yeah, but in that it was like really hard transitioning from just being a stand-up guy to having to work the ground with another in a fight. So it kind of threw me off the first time I fought because my game, I couldn't really fight my actual normal game. So I had to like change it up in order to adapt to it. So, and it kind of threw me off because I couldn't really do what I wanted to do in MMA. Like do all the crazy kicks and move around and all that stuff because you have to be like really worried about that takedown. Moving the wrong way, you get taken down. So there was a lot that I had to do in order to uh, fix that and to be able to fight in MMA. That had to change in order to be able to do that.
Man, you know what, man, for sure, bro. It's so hard, bro, because even for wrestlers transitioning into MMA now, because we get that a lot now, is a lot of wrestlers coming in and transitioning to MMA and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys who compete in competitions and professional Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys coming into MMA, and their weakness is striking, and it looks like they don't work striking as much as they do their grappling, and you see that weakness. It means they haven't made the transition as
Mm-hmm.
well as they. You know what I mean? And when we look at Angel, one thing we forgot to touch on the last time we were on the show together is weight cutting. Yeah, bro, and
Yeah.
I've touched on weight cutting with a lot of other guys. Um, and I want to get your thoughts, bro, because how important is, say, first of all, your mentality when you go to cut weight, your mental health.
Uh, your mental health is on another level, right? You when you're cutting so much weight, you don't think straight, and you doubt yourself a lot when you're cutting weight because sometimes if you don't meet, let's say, so if you're like a pound off, you really doubt yourself and it brings you down. So it does take you off your game because that's more of what you're thinking about. So you don't think about the fight. And what I like about one is that they took all that away from us. So we don't have to worry about our weight anymore. We just have to get down to our fight shape weight, which is because they say majority of every single 155er or lightweight fighter fights at 170,
Okay.
or their fight rate is always around 170 or 167 when they're in fight shape. That's how they do that's how they also do the rehydration. If you're deep,
Shit.
but it still allows you to be at the weight that you're supposed to be at. And in doing that, it helps us free our mind from having to think about weight cutting, having to think about are we going to make the weight? Uh, is Are we going to have a problem with the weight? Will we be able to perform if we cut all this weight? And I'm so glad that ONE FC doesn't do that. Doesn't make you cut weight. You just go in there, you get down to your fight shape, and you're good.
I mean, bro, for me, bro, cutting weight, the Ultimate Fighter is the perfect example, bro, of that because they put a lot of emphasis on making the weight and how important it is to make weight. And in MMA, bro, we've seen fighters pass away from cutting weight as well, and that sucks, bro. I mean, uh, for me, what, in your opinion, bro, what do you think makes fighters pass away from cutting weight?
Some of them just want to like fight in a class where they feel they can dominate, and then some feel that like now with every 155er that's going back to 170, you don't have to worry. Feel like uh, majority half of the 170 pounds that fight at 170 who dropped like 200 and something like that, they walk. That's what they walk around at normally. So they don't have to cut weight and they're good. And then some of the ones that, let's say, who fight at 155 but drop down to 145, feel like me dropping that much weight can probably help me win a championship in that weight class because one, I'll be bigger than them, way bigger than them, and two, I'll be stronger than them. But sometimes dropping all that much weight, man, will like hurt you. So it's a big risk doing that.
And how much does Anthony Njokuani walk around that, man? What weight are you walking around at, Angel?
You froze on me.
What weight does Anthony Njokuani walk around at, man? When you're not
me right now? Oh man, with this whole coronavirus thing, man, I haven't been able to actually train like how I normally train. I'm right now. I'm like 190.
Woo!
Yeah. Yeah, this is the biggest I've ever been.
I mean, bro, I would imagine you to be close to 200, man.
Oh no! Luckily, I'm not that big, but yeah, I'm like 190. I dropped down to 167 to fight, but 155, man, it was rough.
Oh man!
Especially walking around at 187 and then dropping down to 155. Yeah, that was rough. That was real rough.
So walking around at 190, yeah, bro, and of course fighting a lightweight. Would you ever see yourself going up to fight a welterweight or to make that weight cut easier on you?
Well, I mean, if the opportunity presents himself, then yeah, I would go up to 170 and fight. But basically, that's what I'm doing right now. And M1 is fighting at 170 now. But even though we're considered as lightweight, so I really don't have to cut any weight. So yeah, answering that question, yeah, I would go up to 170 and fight because I'm already there doing it.
Yeah, I mean, bro, of course, one championship being the home of martial arts, bro, and of course, you're as a kickboxer, a lot of fans get the wrong impression of what kickboxing actually is, bro. It takes a lot of technique and skill to actually stand in the pocket with a guy just as good or even better than you are to and try and outpoint them, outstrike them. Bro, do you think when you look at kickboxing, bro, what would you say some of your strengths are, man, coming into when you fight? And what would you say some of your weaknesses are, if you have any?
Weaknesses, I would say, the only weakness I would say I have is not move around as much as I normally do. That's the only weakness I have. And normally I wouldn't even change anything. Really, I keep it the same because the style that I use right now actually helps me out in all my fights. Moving, not staying in the pocket, well, going in and out of the pocket, just being very hard to catch. That's what I like to do. I don't like to stay in there because I got a little bit of senses that I want to keep. So I want to be 50, not be all over myself, you know. So continuing to be doing that, moving in and out, and playing a safe game is like, but giving the crowd a really good show is always what I like to do.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's what you do anyway, man. Whenever you fight, bro, everyone knows Anthony Njokuani gives a show for the people, man. And bro, that's what you do, man. Anjo.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I try, man. I try.
That's the YouTube, bro. That's why you play so much Mortal Kombat, bro. Is because the show.
Hey, playing Mortal Kombat is just like the fight. It's just like the real world fighting. You have to be extremely strategic in that thing. You got to go from puncher to kick and switch it up. That's how you get though. You just can't go in there like a madman thinking it's a video game, just playing crazy. You Yeah, you know, you gotta have a game plan to it when you go in there.
What a fatality.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm killing it now. Now I finally learned some new ones.
um, but I mean, one thing we didn't talk about as well on the last show is Njokuani fitness. Yeah, bro, and of course, it's something that I really admire a lot. And bro, we
For
talk a
sure.
lot. Yeah, we talk fucking every day. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I never ask you. A lot of people who follow you on social media kind of know that you make martial arts fun for kids. Yeah, you make martial arts fun for kids. You make it fun even for adults. You
Yes.
teach the technique as well as the excitement. Yeah. How did that all start for you, bro? How did Andrew Kawani Fitness start by Anthony Andrew Kawani?
It was actually something I was wanting to develop like a long time ago, but just never had the chance. And then now, especially when I was in UFC, because I was planning on opening up a gym during the time I was in UFC, but a lot of people were telling me it was basically like a lot of people were telling me not to do it then, which I should have did it. I wanted to do it then, but then I had my agent telling me no, it's not the right time. I had my managers telling me no, it wasn't the right time until my coach kept on telling me, yeah, you need to open up a gym, you need to do this, you need to do this now, while you're uh, here doing this, having the name before you're planning on before you're done with all of this and then doing it like after, which will be a lot more harder. Yes, you'll have the following, but not that many people will, come to you because they won't know who you are when you should do it now when people are finding out who you are in the fight game. And that's why I said, forget what they're doing. After I left UFC, it gave me enough time. And then I started brainstorming with friends. And they were like, why don't you just use your last name? Everybody knows your last name. I was like, you know what, you're right. And then I fitness to it. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So that's how, and the crazy thing is we're sitting around drinking when this happened. So it's one of my good friends who's a extremely good businessman that basically gave me the idea.
Me and well, I mean, Andrew Kawani Fitness
And it's crazy because over some Corona beer now. Look, everybody's scared of Corona.
well, trust me, man. A lot of people are scared of Corona, man. And
Yeah,
to
I saw
see,
this. I saw this one video. There's this lady who was talking about, yeah, we don't drink Corona beer here because that Corona is very deadly. We don't want Corona beer. I was like, you understand that this is a virus that developed somewhere else? This didn't come from a beer, you know? Oh man, it was the funniest thing I ever seen in my
oh
life.
man. Well, bro, it is not. Yeah, well, it's been crazy the whole time. Um,
Yeah.
I wanna just touch as well, Angela, as one topic here that people and fighters are talking about today is who's the greatest of all time. Yeah,
Oh, the greatest of
we
all
all
time.
we all know it's Anthony Njokuani. Yeah, uh,
The
the
greatest of all time. I would
great.
say number one, Mike Tyson. You mean like in MMA or all around?
Let's say MMA because that's where a lot of the topic is coming from. Who's the greatest in MMA?
Greatest of all time. You can't forget about the past ones too, because people like
Thank
a
you.
lot of people like to, yeah, a lot of people like to forget about Anderson Silva. I mean, Wanderlei Silva,
Yeah,
uh, Dan Henderson. Who else? Maurice Smith.
little
All those
tease,
guys. People, yeah, people tend to like forget about all of them. This new
bro.
age stuff, this new age class, don't know. They don't. I would say the true MMA fans. The true MMA fans know who are greatest of all time. Like these new age MMA fans who just go to MMA just to watch violence and don't do their research. Like those guys want to claim like this person's greatest of all time when really that person isn't. Yeah, he won two belts in two different weight classes, but did he achieve like accomplish what? Especially Dan Henderson, who won how many belts in how many different
He won
weight classes
three different
and divisions?
championships. in
Yes.
one night.
See, a lot of people tend to forget about them, and then look at Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva had won how many title defenses before he
Whoa.
started losing? So, it's kind of hard to say the greatest of all times because there's so many out there.
Thank you. Hallelujah. Ladies and gentlemen, bro. Anjo,
Yeah.
look, I've been, man, you know, because this topic, bro, it pisses me off, yeah, because a lot of people think that Conor McGregor the greatest of all time, yeah, and John Jones is the greatest of all time.
John Jones is good. Don't get me wrong, they're good, but they're not the greatest of all time. They're good. John Jones, I would say you can't if Conor McGregor tried to put himself in the same category as John Jones, that's a fucking lie. He has not accomplished what John Jones has accomplished. Yes, you won 2 belts in 2 divisions, but you gotta understand, you had not putting UFC down, but you were basically like given fights that you could win to boost yourself up. And then now you're actually fighting top 10 fighters now, and now look what's happening. Now you're getting exposed.
Exactly.
People are seeing that you actually sucked. You are helped out in your career, but you're really not that great. So he can never say that he's better than John Jones. He can never say that he's better than Anderson Silva. He can never say that he's better than Wanderlei Silva, Henderson, even Vitor Belfort. You can never say that. Those guys actually accomplished like so much stuff. And GSP, you can't say that you're better than that you're the greatest of all time over GSP. No, I'm sorry, you can't.
You know,
there's too many out there that say that you're the greatest of all time.
No, exactly, man. I mean, you know what I say? Yeah, when people ask me this, I say there's not one great of all time. There are greats. Yeah, that I call them one of the greats. Yeah, when I talk about legends, I say one of the greats. I don't say the greatest of all time. I say
that's what you should say. Yeah, that's what you should say. You can't call somebody a GOAT and you have this person that's the GOAT. You're downplaying this person that's the GOAT and telling this person that he's a GOAT when he isn't the GOAT. This person is truly the GOAT. You know?
Yeah. I mean, bro,
I just hate when people do that.
Bro, it pisses me off, Angel. Yeah, and I've been, I want to just rear naked choke the fuck out of all these little news. Yeah, bro. The thing is Anderson Silva when Conor McGregor kind of rejected a title fight with Kamaru Usman, right? And
Kamaru Usman would tear his ass up. Come on. He thought he got his ass. He thought he got beaten by he thought he got an ass whooping by Magomedov. Shit. Usman would tear his ass up, and standing up and on the ground. Usman's like the new GSP of 170.
Yeah. I think
not putting GSP down. I'm not putting GSP is like one of the greatest, but I mean Kamaru Usman, he's gonna be there. He's the future.
I would say Usman reminds me more of prime Rashad Evans. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's it.
Great hands.
Yeah.
Great hands.
Like Rashad Evans. That's it.
A pure athlete. His athleticism is unreal, bro.
Oh yeah. He's an extremely talented fighter. I give it to that kid. I give it to him. He's gonna be the future.
He's only 32. He's only 32 years old, bro.
Yeah, I know. Young ass, man. Shit, I wish I could say that I'm 32 years old right now.
And so you're 40 years young, bro.
Hey, the good thing is I don't feel 40. I don't look 40. And that's all that matters to me. Because I take care of myself.
Amen, bro. Amen, brother.
Yeah, it's all about taking care of yourself and not taking any extra supplements.
And is that a message to USADA, bro?
Yeah.
I mean, bro, when we look at that, and we look at Kamaru Usman versus, then we look at Anderson Silva, then called out the fight with Conor McGregor. And McGregor said he accepts.
Anderson Silva called that Conor?
Yeah.
Because Anderson Silva knows that he ain't shit. That's why. Anderson Silva knows that Conor McGregor ain't shit. And everybody's feeding into this hype that what this kid is. Yeah. He's good. Don't get me wrong, he's good. But he was helped in his career, I would say. No, I would say he was helped. He was lucky in his career.
Bro, how can you win a championship and not defend it? Yeah, and you get away with it. Yeah, bro. And then you win another championship and you don't even defend that. Yeah?
That's why I say he was lucky. He was extremely lucky. And a lot of old fights that he fought, that he won, I felt that if he fights those people now, it's going to be a completely different story.
Like Max Holloway and Dustin Poirier are the top two.
Yeah. Oh, most definitely. Dustin Poirier would tear his ass a new asshole.
Bro, Max would light him the fuck up, bro, as well. If I'm honest.
Oh yeah, most definitely. It'll be one of the best fights ever with him and Max. Because Max is all game, bro. He ain't backing down, and he ain't letting you control him. That motherfucker will beat his ass until he gets carried away on the fucking stretch.
Bro,
that's how Max is like the new age. He's like the new age Spartan.
Man, he is a Spartan, bro. And you don't want to fuck with them Hawaiians, bro. They're nuts. They are nuts.
Yeah, he'll die before he'll give up a fight. And that's the kind of mentality you should have, that you need to have.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah,
bro, for real. I mean, when we look at the welterweight division now, right? If Jorge Masvidal fights Nate Diaz in a rematch, do you think Tyron Woodley should get a rematch with Kamaru Usman if he beats Gilbert tonight?
I have a feeling that that's what's going to happen. If Tyron Woodley beats him, I have a feeling that's what's going to happen. He gets that redemption fight, and that will be a really good fight because those guys put on a really good show the last time that they fought. And I hope that does happen because I want to see that. I want to see that fight happen again because that was a really, really good show, a really good fight, and it showed the talent that Usman has and the ability that Usman was able to overpower another wrestler with his wrestling game.
Oh yeah. I mean, I feel in big fights.
Matter of fact, I'm trying to overpower another wrestler with his wrestling and his striking game because his striking game improved a lot.
The striking game's gone crazy now. The way he starts is nuts. And then, bro, when we see that rematch play out, I think it'll play out differently because I don't think we saw the potential of Tyron Woodley and how good he actually can be. He produced himself as one of the smartest welterweight champions of all time, in my opinion. Yeah. I think, and then when you look at his performance, say against Damian Maia, there was a lot of criticism against after the Damian Maia performance because he didn't throw anything. He only used his takedown defense and circled the ref. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He got a lot of hate for that.
If you know that you're going into a fight with one of the baddest black belts in the world, I would be timid to throw anything. I would be timid to even engage like how I normally. I would wait for him to make a mistake in order for me to be able to strike. So I think that's this maniac, and because he knew that that's where he will overpower him and win the fight. So yeah, he played an ugly game, but he ended up winning, and he had to do his thing in order to win that fight.
That's the same criticism that Israel Adesanya was getting after he beat Yoel Romero, and I want to compare the two, Angel, because Israel, bro, he fought, in my opinion, a technically perfect fight against Yoel Romero. Yeah. he got dropped in the first round, and then came back to sort of reset the Nintendo and use his leg kicks, use his jab, um, use his range actually really well, man, to win that decision.
Yeah, because if you fight you, from what I heard, Euro he got some power, and he probably felt that power the first time that the time got dropped, and so he had to switch up the game.
Yeah.
But he going like he the other way. So it only takes just one time to feel something that you don't want to feel in order for you to change up and do better in the now.
Yeah. No, yeah, bro. I mean, it's nuts. Yeah. What we saw, and then I don't think he should be getting criticism for that negative. I think people should realize what Israel Adesanya actually achieved that night. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because not that many people last with Euro. A lot of people either. I remember there was a time when I fought
Robert Whittaker
who's that kid that I knocked out.
or Chris Hordecki.
No. It was the same night that Euro fought. It was in the UFC. But Euro fought that same night, and he need the guy. He did a flying knee, knocked the guy out. And then after that, he knocked another person out. I think it was right cross or a jab or something like that. And you watching those fights, knowing what kind of power this kid had, then you felt the power. Yeah, a lot of people. And the crazy thing is, a lot of these new MMA fans that don't know anything about fighting, just because you see a fight, you think you know. Just because you did one class, you think you know MMA. And these guys don't understand that it's a chess game that you have to play in this thing. You just can't go out there. Yes, I know that you guys want like a brutal fight. You want to see motherfuckers go at it in the middle of the ring, middle of the cage. But not any smart fighter is not going to do that. We're gonna play a smart game. It might be a boring game to you guys, but it's gonna be a game that's gonna win that fight for me. And if I had to play that game in order to win the fight, then I'm sorry that I would have to play that. Those that understand the game, that truly understand the game, will understand. Those that don't, like some of these new MMA fans, really won't. Those will be the ones that are booing their asses off. And then when they're raising his hand, they're booing him. But you gotta understand, he has to play a smart game in order not to lose that fight.
I think, bro, real fans know that it's more a fight in here than it is here.
Yeah.
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 And I think people don't understand that. I think when you see all these sort of discussion groups on Facebook and you see discussion groups on Instagram, yeah, it sort of pisses me off because people don't understand, man. People don't understand what actually goes into, bro. MMA isn't just these, yeah. It's this, yeah, and nobody understands it.
Well, yeah, because they're not true MMA people like you are, like you and some of these reporters aren't like true MMA guys because they truly don't know the sport. They'll criticize so much, but if they sit back and just understand why that person did that and stop criticizing them, then you understand. But unlike people like just because if we have more people like you that understand the game, man, you understand like the feeds and all this underground feeds that people go to and talk to. These people understand that you have to play it. You're gonna have to play that type of game in order to win a fight. Not every fight's gonna be a bloody, I'm an idiot, throwing hands in the middle of the circle and raise it and make yourself. Because we're already tough. We're already warriors. We're already good. We're already people who want to give you guys a good fight. Because once we step into that cage, that's what we're all about. Once those doors close, then yeah, that's what we're all about, is giving you guys a good show. We're not trying not to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the scene that you just described yeah, going into a bloody battle, yeah, bro. That sounds like something out of a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is that one?
just to one of my last questions here, Angel, is of course cultural takeovers. Of course, being Nigerian, of course, Nigerian fighters and African fighters all over the UFC and MMA are taking over, man. Of course, you've got the Latinos, you've got the Irish, you've got Hawaiians, yeah. In your opinion, bro, what's your take on on culture in MMA, and talk to us about your culture, bro.
Well, I'm happy that even though there were like a bunch of other Africans that were fighting in UFC during the time I was fighting and some before I was fighting, but now, but those are like different type of Africans. Now I'm seeing like a lot of Nigerians out there praise culture and who they are, and even walking into watching the shows wearing their African outfits, and I'm very happy about that.
Yeah. No, yeah. I know.
Like my culture at first, but now I love my culture, and I'll be happy to display my culture to the world. And
No.
even when I'm walking out, or if I'm in the middle of the ring, and I'm happy that every Nigerian out there that's now fighting is doing that, because we need the world to know that Nigerians some tough warriors, and we have 2 champions now in UFC that are showing that, and it's very proud, and I'm a very proud Nigerian to see my people rising.
Oh, man, no, that's for sure, man, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then when we just moving on to that, man, just getting your view, Tyron Woodley or Gilbert Burns, bro. Who are you picking?
I'm taking Tyron Woodley. I have a feeling that he's going to out wrestle him. He's going to outstrike him already. And if he plays a smart game, if he plays an up and down game, that will work for him as well. So I believe the other guy is just a striker and has some jiu-jitsu. But Tyron Woodley, he's the ultimate package. He's a jiu-jitsu guy. He's a wrestler, and he's a good striker. He has good striking. So I have a feeling Tyron Woodley's going to take this one.
Tyron Woodley, man, and bro, your shirt is on its way, bro, as well. Yeah.
Gotta represent Sergio Pena Jiu-Jitsu, you know what I'm saying?
Wow, Sergio Pena Jiu-Jitsu.
Yes, sir.
Oh man.
Classic. It wasn't even advertised. I completely forgot that I had this shirt on. Thought I had a different shirt on.
MMA Reloaded shirt is coming to you, bro.
Yeah. Wait, I'll be wearing that. I'll be wearing that with pride, man.
No, man, respect, man. It's always a pleasure, Angel. Of course, this is MMA Reloaded Real Talk, ladies and gentlemen, episode 2 with Anthony Njokuani, ladies and gentlemen, the original Nigerian Nightmare. And Angel, respect, man. Thank you so much, bro.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you for having me, man.
No, right? Yeah, I'm cool, man.
All right, brother. Take it.